Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Creator Come Up podcast, where we chat with some creators and talk about how they got to where they are and what they're doing right now and any insight they have onto just like becoming a creator itself. In this episode, I talk with Chiara from Semrush. Now, Chiara is essentially the face of Semrush to some extent. I would argue that, especially on their YouTube channel. She has been the main face associated with most of the current content, at least up to the last couple months. Speaking with her was a blessing. She is a sweetheart, and I learned a lot about the creative industry, and she's a little bit older than I am, so I took some insight on some different things that I could learn from her, and maybe you can too. But again, it was a wonderful conversation. I had a lot of fun, and I think she did too. So stick around, and maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll learn a little something from Chiara and I. All right. Well, Chiara, thank you for being here. Chiara, I say it correctly as you said.
Yeah. It's how the correct pronunciation of how an American would say it.
Okay. I mean, I had a lot of friends back at home that were named Chiara, so I feel like I had some practice with that.
Great.
So, but ultimately, the reason we wanted to have you on this show as one of our first guests was to more or less just like, I don't know, you seem to be doing well for yourself on the internet spectrum and picking your brain a little bit about how you got there, where you started, what got you to the place you are now, and who you met, what you did, like all the things in between. And that's all right with you.
Thank you very much for thinking that. I'm very happy that this is the impression I gave.
No, absolutely. Like even just like watching your YouTube videos from the last, like from a year ago until now, the production value has exponentially gotten better, and it's been really cool to like even just like for a couple minutes of watching, I can see that you have really upped your game, and it's very impressive to see.
We put a lot of work into that.
Now, how much of it is you, and how much like do you edit your own videos?
I used to.
Okay.
But I'm trying not to do that anymore, just to like increase production, and because it's a very, very, very long work. Mm-hmm. I used to do, it started like this. I usually do the raw cut edit. So just the mistakes, taking me swearing out of the picture and stuff.
Definitely. Yeah.
And then the animations and stuff were added by our motion designers team.
Okay.
Because I'm lucky enough to have one, and I'm lucky enough to have people that made those incredibly beautiful animations and transitions and stuff like that. So I gave that to them.
Yeah, sure.
Also because we know designers, so
yeah. I mean, it must be nice having a budget,
Oh yeah, it is very comfortable. Yeah.
Now, do you write your own scripts for these things? Is that where you kind of take the?
We do it in a team.
Okay.
I work with a video producer that helps me out with the scripts, but now that I moved to the Italian market, is a one-woman band. So I'm doing everything from A to Z, which is incredibly time-consuming, from scripts to thinking about the ideas to shooting to editing, all of it. And I'm looking now for a video editor just because I don't want it to take all of my time. I would like to dedicate my time to something else also.
That's definitely a big headache of like just being the one woman band. Absolutely. I feel you for like entirely.
I know that all the creators out there will feel my pain.
They're feeling me. So like I did see that you were a teacher back in the day. Is that correct?
I was.
Does that help you with writing a lot of your scripts and such?
It does, in the way that I kind of learned the hard way, because I wasn't a very good teacher. So I had a lot of people giving me advice on that. I learned how to explain things to people and sort of like dumb them down in a way that even very hard concepts would be understandable. Because sometimes grammar is like a mess, especially Italian one. We have tons of rules. So and having to deal with a product like Semrush with more than 50 tools and stuff ranging from SEO to social media, you have to learn to explain such a complex product to everyone, even those that have started yesterday. So I would say it helped. And I would say it also helped in the like performing way, because I have been used to like being in front of people and actually
I was
doing
gonna
it.
ask. Yeah, I was gonna ask if that even played a role into it, or if you were just a theater kid back in high school and middle school and stuff.
I wasn't. I mean, we don't have that kind of stuff that you guys have, which I
Okay.
find incredibly cool. I would have probably done it if I had lived in the US, but
Mhm.
no. Um, I guess I'm kind of a natural, and the teaching experience also definitely shaped me
Oh, I
into what
bet.
I am today.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, me being the only I never was a theater kid either, so like I completely get it. But I did spend all of my time just like wanting to be a YouTuber growing up.
Yeah.
So just the idea of just sitting in front of a camera has been a thing. But you literally were in front of actual people, so that
Yeah, I know
you
that
were
that helps. But no,
step.
I have exactly the same background. I literally grew with YouTube.
Yeah.
I subscribed almost immediately. I made an account a little later just because I didn't understand didn't
Hmm.
understand how
Yeah.
that worked back in the day. But yeah, then yeah, I watched YouTube videos my whole life, and yeah, I guess that also
Did you
gave
watch any
me
like
an
English creators that I might know of? Because there's no way that I'm
a
gonna know of any.
billion. I don't know. I follow a lot of tech YouTubers.
Okay,
So I'm a very, very, very old fan of MKBHD.
my boy,
Definitely. Yeah.
Marquez, my
Top
boy.
favorite. Marquez is the
He's
best.
such a beautiful man.
He is.
He
He
really is.
is.
A
He
sweetheart.
grew. Yeah, he grew so well.
Hmm.
And then I'm also a very huge fan of Casey Neistat. I believe that
Hey.
everyone that is on YouTube is.
Yeah, everyone around our. I feel like you're only a little bit older than I am. Like I assume, right? You're okay. I'm 24, so
I'm 28. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, we were on the same realm of
Yeah.
content creation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Casey was the man back
Yeah.
like right
Absolutely.
at college, post college. Everybody wanted to be him.
Absolutely. And now I have become the biggest fan of his brother.
Oh, really?
Uh, and like Van is crazy.
What has he
Crazy
been
good, of
making?
course.
I've been seeing he's been making some content, and I saw that Casey kind of promoted it a little bit. What has he been doing?
I don't know. Like I watched him and I understood that incredibly, Casey might not be the most creative in the family. He
Really?
does
Ooh.
everything from I don't know fixing cars, making things himself. Like he's surrounded. He has this little studio, and he's surrounded by stuff that he made himself, like
Wow.
drawers, stuff, everything. He's just I don't know the most creative person I've seen, and he tells some stories about his life and just about everything. And he calls himself a spirited man, and the channel is called like that.
Hmm.
And I definitely suggest you and anyone who is listening to this to follow that because
I
that channel is crazy.
I 100% will. I didn't actually know. I always thought whenever, a big YouTuber promotes like a friend of theirs or
Yeah,
something
no,
else,
I
it's
get
it's
that.
usually a little lackluster. But that's good to know that the whole family is just like
It's
providing everybody with
yeah.
content.
No, I don't know what happened in that household that they became what they are, but man, that was crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I mean,
definitely suggest that.
wow. Okay. Well, I mean, speaking of growing up and in the household, you grew up in Italy,
I
correct?
did.
Okay.
I'm
What did
Italian.
you like? What did you want to do as you grew up? How did you get into? Obviously you kind of started in the teaching area. I mean,
Yeah.
assuming. How did that morph into? First off, how did you? What made you want to do teaching? What made you want to do that? How was your upbringing bringing you to
It
teaching?
actually happened. Like most of the things that in my life, I very much go with the flow.
Okay.
So I just regular kid. I did what in Italy we call classic studies.
Hmm.
So in high school, it's like you can go for more of a humanistic approach. So we studied
Hmm.
Latin, Greek, stuff like that.
Cool.
And after that, I just went into languages because I was very good at English
Hmm.
and because I didn't like anything else. And then because we had to choose two languages to major in, English would be the first one because I was already good at it. And
Hmm.
then I went for Russian
Okay.
just because of a challenge
Hmm.
that I regret to this day because
Oh
Russian
no.
is a pain. No, I mean, I love it, but it's really a pain. And everybody who studied Russian out there
I mean,
will
it's a whole new
understand.
alphabet, so yeah.
Yeah, but that is the least of the problems.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Then
it's like they have declinations. You have to. It's like speaking Latin. but much
Really?
more difficult. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a whole
I
bunch of things. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
at first I was
And
like, you took on a challenge that was like just like for for no reason, but like that's a real challenge. Wow.
it was crazy. And then after that, I thought, okay, I studied Russian, but the speaking part was almost zero because we were way too many. We didn't have time to like practice. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, I should go and do some like experience abroad. I should go to Russia. And it kind of happened that a colleague of mine from university was there teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and he needed a substitute for him coming back to Italy. They needed someone that would go
Take
to
over.
like, yeah, fill his shoes and teach Italian and English. So I went there. I stayed there for a year in a very remote city, not so remote, but kind of remote.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I came back to Italy, stayed there a little, but then came back again to Russia. This time
Okay.
to St. Petersburg. I studied here a business course, and then I found Semrush, and I never left.
Okay. So did you know somebody in SEMrush before, or
I
was it just
didn't.
kind of like you just applied and
When
hey?
I applied, I started researching it because I didn't know it. I didn't know anything. I was a very big fan of marketing and just in general
Mm-hmm.
technology. I've
Mm-hmm.
always been.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm kind of the geek of the family. When someone has a problem or like I need to choose a laptop or a smartphone, they call
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
That sort of kid. But then I just was looking for something. I knew what area I wanted it to be in, but
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure what really I was gonna do. And when I found Semrush, they happened to be needing someone also that spoke Italian,
Mm-hmm.
and I started in the what used to be the Italian team that was
Mm-hmm.
formed by 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like my main job was doing webinars and video content. So I started with that,
Okay. Now,
and
can
I
I ask a
started.
question real quick?
Yeah, please.
So when you say like webinars and video uh, production or whatever, was that prior to you being like on the YouTube channel
Yeah,
or?
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
what did you do video production wise? Is it like internal video, like
I
helping aids?
was I started uh, like thinking about producing content for the YouTube channel. I
Hmm.
wasn't doing really anything before that. I
Hmm.
mean, I was on camera for the webinars, so
Hmm.
I was hosting and I was moderating, so I was there for that.
Hmm.
We had a YouTube presence, but it wasn't really developed.
Sure.
So I thought, okay, why not? I mean, we use the channel basically just for webinars,
Hmm.
and I thought, okay, feels like it's a pretty like a niche I could go into because no one was really doing that in Italy. So I started doing that. But I started with like at my first videos are still on the Italian YouTube channel. They are terrible, as all the first videos of everyone.
They always will be.
Yeah, and they always will be. I'm not taking them down. And they were made with a webcam and edited with iMovie.
Nice.
So yes, for everybody who's starting out there, yeah, that's how you're gonna start, and then that's fine because you'll grow out of that and you'll grow into more complicated products, and it's absolutely fine that your videos are disgusting in the beginning. So do not worry about that.
Yeah.
And then I decided, okay, this looks like it's working. And the first time I went to an offline event in Italy,
Hmm.
I noticed that people were looking at me and saying, "Hey, you're the girl that does the videos for SEMrush."
Hmm.
And then I started realizing that, okay, this is working for real. Like people actually see this stuff, even though the
Yeah.
views were not like crazy, you know. But
Hmm.
in the small Italian niche, that seemed to be working, so I continued.
That's gnarly. That's so
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
So I
that's
do that.
crazy.
That really is really cool. Like
Yeah,
it's cool that like when you make a video and then you walk into a room and somebody goes, "I know you," and you're like, "I don't know who
yeah.
you are, but I know why you know me." It's really kind of cool. It
It
really
is.
is.
It is. It is. It
I have
felt
this
great.
I have this one story from back in university. I used to make vlogs for college, like my freshman
Nice.
year vlog. So like if you want to see some really bad videos, you can go and look at those. But I was sitting there in our quad one day and somebody walked up, like I was just doing homework, and then somebody like said my YouTube name, and I looked up and they were like, "Thank you for making your videos." And I was like,
Oh,
oh, this is
wow.
it hit me. It was like it's where I peaked in life. But like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's the best feeling. It
It
is.
really
It
is.
is.
It's
It
it's
is.
so cool. And the thing is it doesn't even have to be your best content. It doesn't have to be something that you're like you put hours and years of effort into. It's just like doing things,
Yeah.
and something that somebody else isn't doing. So actually I do have a question for you, and it
Yeah.
kind of pertains to something you said of like it's okay to be make a kind of shitty content at the beginning.
Yeah.
What's your feeling on the idea that people, I feel like, okay, let me rephrase this. I feel like these days a lot of people are expecting to blow up on social medias, and that's kind of like if they don't make it that way, they don't make it at
Mhm.
all.
Yeah.
What's your feeling towards that, and the idea of like it actually takes a little bit of effort in the background?
It takes so much effort. It's like you always hear YouTubers say, like day in, day out, you just have to like put the work
Mm-hmm.
into that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all. And people don't realize it because it is true. And I know that probably who's listening to to this podcast has heard this phrase a billion times. But yeah, you have to do it every single day. When YouTubers say that it takes time, it's because it does.
Yeah.
We see the videos, they are done, they are finished. We just hit play, and then for 10 minutes we have some entertainment. But behind that entertainment, it's days, if not weeks, of work.
Absolutely.
And it's just so much.
And years of
It,
experience with it.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know when I started doing videos for the English channel,
Mm-hmm.
my English is good,
Mm-hmm.
but it's good when I'm speaking to someone. I found myself having a lot of troubles repeating a script. And when I see the first videos, I realize that I'm not as natural as I am when I'm, for example, speaking Italian or when I'm just speaking to a person.
Sure.
And it takes work into that. The last videos, they're much better because I have learned to like rehearse my scripts more
Mm-hmm.
and just read more, because sometimes just my tongue doesn't want to do what it should.
Yep.
It's not my language, so I can try hard, but sometimes it's just not there.
Well, if it means
And
anything, your English is very good. So
yeah,
like
thanks. Yeah, no, it's but yeah, it does take work, and it exploding on social media, unless you're very lucky,
Mhm.
because we have to always keep in mind that the luck factor is pretty important.
Yes.
Unless you're very, very lucky, it's going to take months, years, and that's just going to be it. We were talking about MKHD before, and he started when
Mhm.
he was like, I don't know, 13, 14.
Yeah, he was a little
Uh,
baby.
yeah, he was a baby. Yeah, his first video is still there. And you can see it, like, he's been putting content out for like 10 years.
Yeah, no,
And
absolutely. It's always it I don't know. I think a lot of kids these days, or at least a lot of times when I was looking up a bunch of things, we're trying to redo all our thumbnails and whatnot. And I
mhm,
was looking at some newer channels, and a lot of them are like your gaming channels, like your
yeah,
Minecraft and stuff like that are exploding right now because kids and, it's clickbaity. And then I looked, and like these people have only been doing videos for like a year or two. And I'm like, this is nuts. Like this isn't normal. And then like having the experience of like with the MKBHD, or even like I don't know, I used to
yeah,
watch Philip DeFranco and all those guys. Like building up that audience for over time is like, I mean, I guess it's longevity, but at the same
yeah,
time, it's also interesting to see these creators that are exploding overnight. And I
yeah.
feel like it's
That
bad that they're the example that people are using.
the time period shortened a lot,
I think so
into
too.
which you can actually emerge from a specific niche if you have something to actually add up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I believe that it like 1/2 years could be enough if you play your cards right.
Yeah, absolutely. And but it's not like the definite. I think that's the thing that people need
No.
to recognize, I guess. I don't know. This has always been one of the things that I've always when I was back in college, and I was acting as a TA for a class. A lot of kids
Mhm.
would just be like, "Oh, I'm just taking these classes, and that's kind of it, and I'm hoping to get a
Yeah.
job outside." And in my mind, I'm like, "You can't do that. Like there's so much that you have to actually do in order to get like where you want to go. Like I'm not in the final stages of anything, but at the same time, like there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes of like working for a lot of people for free for a year and like doing a lot of this stuff that you don't actually like, nobody talks about that. Nobody knows like,
No,
and that's kind of,
there is a lot of slack that needs to be done before you can actually get any result. But the
absolutely.
thing is, you can get results, but it doesn't stop there, because the real work is not when like the work that you put into getting there, is the work you do to keep being there. Because with so many people putting out content, like you can be forgotten literally in 2 days.
Absolutely.
So it's just it's more of a like a marathon. It's
Yeah.
super complicated getting to the top, but then you have to keep running, and that's the real problem because you need to be consistent, and consistency is still something that I am very much struggling with, even having done this for years, because it's just
Well, creative work's hard too, and I think that's the thing that people don't realize is
I don't.
it's very hard. Like it's very taxing because it's like you have to create this entertaining piece while also being informative and like mixing it
Yeah,
correctly, and then at the end of the day, like putting it all together in this tight little box. And it's like it's a lot. Like it
yeah,
really is. You
it
know,
is
sitting down to
complicated.
record a 5-minute video, there's a lot that goes into that, especially if you want to do it right, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I guess a little different of a question
Hmm.
just from my end. What's your feeling on the idea of content moving from a YouTube platform to a TikTok, and do you foresee YouTube ever kind of dying out?
Um,
I hope
I
not,
have
but
mixed feelings about this.
okay.
Um, I like TikTok. I
Mm-hmm.
like short content.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't really, I don't know, I might be wrong. I don't really see it going that, that too far.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning like, okay, it exploded now, it's there. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna stay because we are going always towards shorter and short content. But
Sure.
I don't know how much more of a comeback short videos can do. Like they're just gonna stay there.
Mm-hmm.
But YouTube always will be the platform where you have everything, because I feel that now young people go either to super short content like TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
or they completely substituted TV with stuff like Twitch.
Yeah.
So you have your TV, which is your favorite streamer that just comments whatever or
Mm-hmm.
plays or whatnot. But then you always will go for that shorter in between content.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, YouTube can take them all, because now it has the shorts, and then it has the 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then it has the lives.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work as well for all those contents in the same platform. So yeah,
Exactly.
no, it's not gonna be that.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that YouTube will still be the main like referencing point when you just want to watch a short video. Like
Yeah.
if you think about even like TV shows, like I don't know, the Kimmels, the Seth Meyers and stuff, they will always upload their bits. Like SNL, they will
Mm-hmm.
always upload everything to YouTube because people will watch that,
Mm-hmm. And it's
and it
also like a search
can't go
engine
on
in
TikTok.
itself.
Yeah, yeah, it can't go on TikTok, that kind of stuff, because you need to have like 5, 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I can't imagine myself having like I have breakfast with YouTube.
I do too.
I just scroll through like whatever I feel like, and I
Yep.
know that I have those 10 minutes, which is the time I need to have breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
and I have something that I can watch in between. Like
Yep.
it's yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I love the platform too much.
Yeah.
But
So
I
a
don't
lot.
see it going anywhere.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Mostly, I hope not, because
Yeah,
otherwise I'm lost. I don't know what to have breakfast with.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, you might have to go over to Twitch then and just watch Twitch streamers while they
Man,
do that.
yeah.
Do you watch Twitch? Are you a Twitch viewer? Twitch
Uh,
user?
to be honest, not so much.
Okay. You
Meaning
mentioned it,
that
so I thought I'd ask.
I watch podcasts that are
Okay.
on Twitch, but I watch them when they upload them to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So for me, it's always there. I can't. I try to push myself when I get some notifications. Okay, I'll try.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I'm just too used to YouTube. I don't find I can't. I don't know. I don't find myself there.
No, it makes sense. You have
Yeah,
content at your own disposal at whatever
yeah.
time you want rather than having to. It's like TV, like you said, it's exactly like TV. You have to
It's like
tune in at the right time, but at
hmm
the same time, they'll just upload it later. So why, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I know that creators are moving there because it's much more, uh, like it makes much more money
Oh,
than
absolutely.
YouTube.
Absolutely.
But still, I mean, I wouldn't like to want to change the way I need to make content and the way I
Mhm.
think about content, which would mean changing my
Mhm.
creativity to go into something where I just have to talk.
Yeah.
I know I can do that. I
Mhm.
just don't want to have to.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm
It's like
lazy that way.
I'd rather just script myself out. I can talk to a
Yeah,
camera. It's okay. Like I don't want to learn anything else.
yeah, yeah.
But like, so at what point did you like over the years of like with YouTube and everything? Well, not maybe not even with YouTube, but like, what point did you get in your career where you're like, you know what, I'm now kind of a professional to some extent? It recently hit me. People were just like, you're a professional now. I'm like, I'm still 24. I
Am
don't know what you mean.
I?
I
Oh
was like,
wow, I didn't know that.
I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But like, has there been a point in your career that you actually realize that you're like, you know what, I kind of like made it to some extent in like a professional realm?
When people say that,
Hmm.
but just because I still don't believe it myself. I don't know. You know, you probably understand it because
Hmm.
you're more or less my age.
Hmm.
You think of a professional as someone who is much older than we are.
Hmm.
So when people like write emails, like inquiring about like some partnerships and stuff,
Hmm.
I'm like, whoa, okay, this is in my hands.
Hmm.
This is on me,
You trust me with
and
this?
yeah, I feel the weight of the responsibility, but I don't really feel the reward.
Hmm.
And I feel it when people tell me that I'm a professional, when I like collaborate with someone and or they ask me for, I don't know, podcasts like this one. That makes me feel that I made it. But I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or that our generation is afflicted by. But yeah, I still have that thing that I need to get the recognition by someone else before I actually see it myself.
Sure. But I mean, at the same time, you have to, I mean, you're still here and you've
Oh yeah,
accomplished a bunch of things. How did you, because like, this is something that I've struggled with, at least not necessarily recently, but actually, yeah, a little bit recently, but to be completely
we can
transparent.
say that. We can
Yeah,
say that.
let's be real here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the idea of like just hunkering down and just doing something and getting things done and not having because like the feeling of being a professional comes with a lot of responsibility, and that comes with like somebody will hand you a product and you have to fulfill it. There's no like, this isn't school anymore where like you just get a
Yeah.
grade and if it whatever, you'll take the class next semester. It's like, no, this like affects other people. How did you have you found a way that like you've kind of been able to push through that, or a mentality that you've adopted? I know this is a little more it's like philosophical psychology
I
kind of
know.
stuff,
No,
but
I get that. I have been struggling with that lately myself.
okay.
Meaning that I have always been used because I was a terrible student, not in the way that I got bad grades,
Hmm.
but in the way that I have absolutely no self control and organizational skills
Nice.
that I needed to learn on the job.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I started getting that when I realized that I couldn't work constantly under pressure.
Hmm.
Because procrastinating is awesome when you're 16, not so much when you're 28 and you're like managing the marketing for a whole country and people are actually relying on you for that.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's something that I definitely learned while I was doing it.
Hmm.
And I'm still looking for my way to like perfecting it or at least
Sure.
getting to a level where I don't have to, like, I usually go like through some slumps and some incredibly busy work weeks or months.
Sure.
I'm trying to find a balance with that. I
Hmm.
guess we all are.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know if this answers your question.
No, it does. No, it
Okay.
absolutely. Like, has there any, I found that like honestly, just creating like to-do lists every single day has helped me a little bit
Yeah.
because it like puts it visually. But like, is there anything else that you've done that like, especially being in charge of a whole country's like
If I don't
marketing?
write things with my hands, I will not remember them.
Okay.
I need to have, like, I tried because I'm a techie, so I
Mm-hmm.
like YouTube, like having like apps.
Mm-hmm.
My phone needs to do the stuff for me,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't work. I
No.
tried a billion to-do list apps,
Mm-hmm.
and they work zero. I tried like the tomato timer, like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it just doesn't work. I have to like take a piece of paper and I write the things down, and then I have three colors, which are red, green, and yellow, and I put them by priority. And I try to make myself do the red one first. I
Mm-hmm.
usually end up making them last, but I try to like have a list of things that I have to do every day and try to like finish them up.
Okay. Do
That's
you?
the thing that works for me best. But then, yeah, of course, I need to like have like regular sync ups with like whoever I am collaborating with at the
Mhm.
moment, both
Sure.
in the company and outside,
Mhm.
just to keep track of all the things that I have to do. And I give myself reminders in the calendar like weeks away.
Oh, weeks. Oh, okay. You're better than I. I'm gonna take a note on that one.
I try to, yeah, like you're gonna have a meeting or like check with this person now, or you have to answer this email now, because it just I will forget,
Wow. You.
and it takes time. I
I
had
know.
a bunch of people tell me, "Hey, can you do this now because you had to do it last week?" So it's starting to work now, but yeah, I've had my share of being late for like giving answers and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's been my. I have like a fault where like if I know that something is due and somebody messages me, I just like a part of me just ignores the message. Like, just don't answer. They don't know that you didn't see it. Like, and it's a horrible thing. It's so
Yeah.
bad. It's so bad. So like, I mean, honestly, that question was more for me, and like maybe somebody else can benefit from it, but it was a little bit more for
if
me. Like,
if it helps, especially with emails, I need to have the badge reminding me that there is something that I haven't read. So
yeah.
I usually read an email. I understand that it's something that I'm gonna have to remember. I put it non-read
Okay.
so that I will see that, and I will have to come back to what is it that I haven't read, because I'm one of those psychos that can't have any badges with any numbers anywhere in
I love
any
it.
app
I
ever.
love it.
So I have to clear my inbox. If I see something, it's because it's something that I have to clean as soon as possible so that my brain stops telling me there's a notification there. Can you clear it, please?
I love that. I'm the complete opposite. My phone literally has 15 notifications
uh,
sitting on it. It's not good.
I get
So
that. I get that.
I'm very,
Are you one of those people that work with like a billion tabs open in the?
no, no, I am not. I do
Ah,
not.
you're not?
No,
They
I'm really
usually
not.
are like to
I
get a
know,
group
you would think,
together.
right? Yeah, I that's the one pet peeve of mine is like I hate walking up to somebody and seeing that they have 300 tabs open. I'm like,
Like,
dude, you're
how do
not
you
using those.
work? Like,
Yeah,
like what's going on there?
yeah, exactly. It's like there's no way you're using all of those tabs. Just close them. Your computer will thank you.
You
Like,
can't even see what's happening.
yeah,
Like,
and
you
you're
don't even know.
and like three of the tabs are YouTube, just like different YouTube videos.
Yeah,
And you're like,
of
dude,
course.
you're not watching any of those. Like, it's just slowing your computer
Yeah,
down. And they wonder why Figma's not working or Slack isn't working. It's like,
exactly.
no.
Exactly. Ask Google Chrome about that.
Oh my God. But no, I'm not that kind of person. I am the person though that you'll see that I have 900 unread emails and 13 unread Slack
Oof.
messages. So, I do work for 4 different companies though. So
Oh,
like it's
okay, I
spread,
get
which
that.
is also a thing that I need to also figure out is not spreading myself too thin.
Mm-hmm.
Which like by all means, I don't know if you do any freelance stuff on the side, but good on you for sticking with one company.
No, I know myself, and I know I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's I think I'm starting to know myself too, but I like people too much and I like just being like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I can
I
do
get
that for
that.
you. Absolutely. And then I
I get
realize,
that.
oh, man, I do have other
Oh,
things I need to do, but it's too
yeah.
late because I already told them.
I saw a meme recently that was like you replying to an email when someone says like, "What's the deadline? When do you think you can have it done by?" And you answer a week. Like you
Mm-hmm.
start typing a week, and your brain is like, "Don't say it," because you know you can't keep that
Yep.
promise.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Yep.
So because I know I'm made that way, I'm trying not to like put too much on my plate.
You know what? I might actually start doing that because I think that
Yeah.
no, I think people really understand that you might not have all like it. Things take time, and I think the romantic idea of just like getting everything done all the time, like really fast, really productive, it's just not reality. Like, at least not for myself. I don't know. You're
No,
probably a lot more productive than I am in a lot of ways. Shake your head. Absolutely not.
I
Oh,
am
that's
so
funny.
not. I'm whispering that I am not. I'm trying not to have it heard, but let's be true.
That's
That
funny.
yeah.
But I think that just like I guess the idea of setting boundaries is a thing that you
Yeah,
also
no,
should
it's
learn.
but we usually tend to overestimate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So to whoever is listening, no, you can't make it by the time that you decided to. But it's okay.
Give yourself a couple days,
Yeah, yeah, no, like
maybe a week.
yeah, just give yourself a few more, like, I don't know, like seriously, give yourself just more time. This doesn't mean that you have to be indulgent and just procrastinate everything for the longest amount of time, but I realized that there is a point where you have to just stop and be true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like speak the truth. Tell yourself, no, I can't do that. I wish I were that person that can do that, but I'm not.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it also like because if you do continue that mindset, it
Yeah.
leads to other issues of just like whether it be burnout
Well, yeah.
or just like you never end up doing anything, which is
Yeah.
great, you know.
Plus, I mean, folks, let's have a private life as well besides
Mm-hmm.
work. So, like, that's important. It's what gives us food and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
we have to live.
I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people are in this hustle
Yeah.
culture of like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to
No, I
like
hate that. Yeah. I hate that.
I see I find it very romantic and like
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I appreciate it. I just in practice it sucks. Like it's like
In practice is possible for a specific amount of time, which is
mhm,
how much and how long your body and your
mhm.
mind can handle it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to love that as well. I had a
Mhm.
period where I fell in love with the hustle culture.
Mhm.
And then I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm going to do that and I'm going to do that and that as well. And I'm going to like bust my ass for 6 to 8 months. And then I'm going to be like fine,
And then you
financially
realize how long 6
independent and
months is.
whatnot. And no, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
And
you real
it just does not work.
I mean, you grew up watching Casey Neistat, so
I did.
you know, that's the whole hustle mentality of a video every day.
Yeah.
Also, he runs 3 comp like whatever. It's like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. It's like
I listen. I listened to a recent podcast that he did with Steve O,
oh, really? Okay.
and I definitely suggest you
Okay.
like take a listen to that.
All right.
And he says that, like he says, I knew that I knew that what I was doing was self-destructive. Like
Okay.
he almost brought his marriage to the brink of divorce, and he wasn't a very present dad. He obliterated his private life to publish one video every day.
Yes.
Because believe me, guys, it does take exactly like 20 hours to make it every
Absolutely.
single day and
Mhm.
like make it at the quality that he did.
Yeah, on
But
top of
he knew
everything
that
else he's
that
doing.
was going to be time bound, that he couldn't keep doing that for the rest of his life. And that
Absolutely.
wasn't his like goal when he started that. He knew that. And then he had to stop when that stuff started working out and give him enough opportunities for him not to have to do that.
Mhm.
So he just now makes YouTube videos whenever he wants to.
Mhm.
And that's the whole idea. Like you can do the hustling thing as long as you don't think that that's going to be your life, because it can't be. It's not
No.
life.
No, it's not. It's work. And like it's
Yeah,
like
it's
unless
work.
you
Yeah.
have nobody else involved with your life or nothing else involved, like that's which is not like if like the guys I work with are here
Mhm.
24/7, and you know what, they love it, like, and by all means, hey
Yeah.
man, that's good for you. I just can't do it.
Yeah, no, like if you love your job so much that you cannot do anything else besides that, man, you're blessed. This is
Honestly,
awesome. Like
yeah,
it's the thing that everybody's looking for in
once
life.
everybody
Like
wants
to be
that, yeah.
satisfied all the time and do something that you actually love. But it doesn't work like that for everybody. And I feel bad for myself and for all the people that fell for that. Because yes, it is romantic. It is great to think,
Hmm.
but then boy, it's a very
It's a
big
lot.
disappointment
There's
when you end up not making it and not
Yeah.
being able to carry it on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's one of those things where you don't really take into consideration all of the consequences that come
Yeah,
with
yeah.
just doing work all the time. Like,
Hmm.
I think the biggest thing, one of the quotes that I liked from one of his recent videos, Casey's videos, was he talked kind of about the idea of taking retirement.
Hmm.
Have you seen if
Yeah.
you've seen the video, you know the one I'm
Okay.
talking about, where he's like, there's the idea of you work your entire life for an end of the period, like end of your life retirement, but instead, why not do small periods of retirement throughout your life, like where
Hmm.
you just take some time to just live,
Yeah.
which I think it's very smart and very healthy to show the audience that he had, especially the hustle culture audience, and show them that that's also an opportunity that people can
Hmm.
have. So like
Hmm.
it's that idea of you're not just doing this for the rest of your life. You're not working 24/7 for the rest of your life. You have to take breaks
Yeah.
and you have to
No,
enjoy
and I
life.
appreciate him for saying stuff like that
Absolutely.
because he was honest enough to say that he was miserable when he was doing videos and blogs
Hmm.
every single day because it does drive you insane. I can't think of doing it not even for a week.
No,
I can't imagine like 2 years or
I
more.
I barely
Uh,
got through a semester of college. Like that was
yeah,
hard.
yeah, no, it was crazy. But yeah, no, I do think that taking some time, especially now, is definitely what we should be looking forward to. I mean, it's I read it the other day. I don't know whose quote is this, but like that we always make our lives around work,
Hmm.
and we should do the opposite, which is making work around our lives, which is like trying to live and have like something, and then also there is work, and not there is work and then there is also something. So it's a matter of balance.
Wow, that is beautiful. That
That
was
was
a
deep, yeah.
beautiful way to end this. I love that. I'm gonna try to wrap this up real quick. I do have one last question for you. If
Yeah, please.
That's kind of more, I don't know. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to do? Like where do you see this
Oof.
taking you?
I think about this almost every day.
Hmm.
I would like to open my own YouTube channel
Okay.
and have a little vlogging on the side because
Okay.
I've been, I don't know, I feel that I need that.
Hmm.
Like people do journals, I would like to keep a YouTube channel to have
Absolutely.
like the memories of to look back when I'm, I don't know, 80.
Yeah.
And besides that, I just want to become probably the best marketer I can be, and be a kick-ass personality in Italy. That would be definitely something.
You'll be the top YouTuber of Italy.
That's what I'm going for. I hope I manage at least for like marketing and related stuff. That would
Yeah,
be
no,
more
absolutely.
than enough.
I mean, I'll subscribe. Just let me know. We're connected on LinkedIn.
I'll
Send me
try.
your.
I'll try. Yeah, I'll try and put English subtitles for
No,
everything.
that's our program, Type Studios program.
Oh
The
yeah,
company.
I'll do that.
Yeah, we do. I'll just throw it in. Don't worry about it. Or I'll just learn Italian. Don't worry
You,
about it.
oh, that would be amazing. That would be even better.
Well, Chiara, thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
chatting with us. I hope this wasn't too
This was
taxing on your.
amazing. This
Okay.
was great. I had a super fun time, and I really hope that all the listeners will have as well.
Thank you. Thank you. We do too. So, all right.
No, this
Right.
was really great. It was super pleasant. So thank you so much for inviting me again.
No, of course. Thank you. Maybe we'll have you back again when you're a famous YouTuber.
Oh yeah, I would love that
Pretty rad.
to go
All right.
back to this one and put like little inserts of our previous
I'll send this to
interview.
you. I'll 100% send this to you. You can have this. You can use it. I'll give you permission.
That would be amazing. Thanks.
Right. Awesome. Thanks, Chiara.
You're welcome. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Bye.